here on Facebook. So welcome everyone. And for anyone joining on Facebook, feel free to come to kellertv.com and we can chat on there. But we're going to talk all about TikTok today. So we are going to learn how to create an account. We're going to learn how to create a TikTok. And then we're going to talk about strategy and how to trend and how to get your page in front of the eyeballs of people who would be interested in your page. And maybe you'll learn some cool hand signals like what Robert is doing right now, which is quite embarrassing. So Robert, if I were you, I would just stop.
Oh, I'm practicing my dance, baby. I'm getting ready for my TikTok dance.
Robert, are we gonna see you dance today?
No.
Oh man, maybe he'll dance for us. We'll see. All right, so Robert, if you want to pull up your screen,
right?
What we're going to do is we are literally going to walk through from start to finish how on earth you create a TikTok. And so Robert is starting from a blank slate on a phone that's never had a TikTok account before. And what we're going to do is we're obviously going to create this and we're going to show you the video that we're going to start creating. So we're going to show you that final version that I made so that you guys know where we're going once we start to show you how to edit clips, how to take clips, put text on them. And right now you're probably like, what? But so here it is. It looks like Robert's starting to play it. So Robert, if you want to go ahead and play that.
All right. So
this is what we're going to create.
The video.
Number 1. Get rid of all your clutter. Number 2. As you declutter, be sure to use storage. Number 3. Clean, clean, clean. Number 4. Decorate. And number 5, make it a comfortable space. There's no better time to sell than now.
All right, so that was a video that I created to show you guys. And obviously you can tell I am A, not a realtor and I'm not in a real home. And B, as realtors, you guys probably have way better tips than what I have. But this is just to at least show you guys where to start. And so as you see, the whole concept of TikTok is creating a short video where you can take videos you've already created or create videos directly on the app. And you can mash them all up, put music to it, add text, add a voiceover like what I did, and use it as a way to really capture an audience and to trend. So let's create a TikTok. And just so you guys know, the structure that we're going to do this is we're going to create that account first. We're going to create a video. Then we're going to take questions about like halfway through. So if you do have questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. We'll refer to that when the time comes, and I'll have, Zoe on it as well. Because we want to make sure that we can show you each step of the way without any interruption, because when you guys create your own TikTok, we want you to look back on this class so that you're able to pause and create it as we go along.
So that's kind of a little thing is we've talked about this. You do not have to follow along with us because there are a lot of steps here. And so we don't want you to get lost. So we'd rather you just kind of like checked it out, note your questions, and then we'll have a question period. But don't try to follow along because you're going to bounce around. It's going to go too quick for that. This video will be available in the LMS, and of course, it's going to be on Facebook afterwards. You can always kind of watch it and pause it and follow it along. And we'll also be available for questions after you watch the video and kind of taking a look. So just don't try to do it at the same time as what's happening now.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. So let's create it. So Robert, let's click on that TikTok app.
So obviously, once you've downloaded it from your app store, then you're going to do this part here. So you'll see that there's use phone, email, continue with Facebook, continue with Apple, continue with Google. Now, Alana, what is your opinion on which one of these they should use if they're going to be using this for business purposes?
For business purposes, I recommend using continue with Facebook. Why do that? Because what it's going to do is it's going to take all of your Facebook friends and it's going to use them as, potential contacts that you can follow. And typically, your friends are the same people that also follow you on Facebook. And as you'll see later on, we can link our Instagram account as well. So moving forward, let's continue with Facebook, so that right when you log in, have people who already are following your brand to follow you on another social media platform.
Okay, in my case, I'm going to use phone or email because I don't want to connect this to my Facebook because I'm not using it as a real estate agent. So I'm going to click on use the email. So I'll put a birthday in here. And how old do you think I should be? Do you think I should be?
I think you should be definitely from the 90s. I'd say 94.
Wow. 94. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to go with 94.
Yeah.
All right. So it does require a phone number. So I'm going to go ahead and put a phone number here. This will be my phone number, but I'll delete it later. 1603. Let's say 3396. What the hell?
Yeah. And the reason why it's asking again for, phone number and emails because Robert's using the option to connect that way.
Okay. So it's going to give me a code and I will go get that code. And so this is we're doing this so you see exactly what has to happen. 4416.
And it'll look different when you are doing it through Facebook. What it will probably do is it'll bring you into the Facebook app and ask for permissions to take your account information from there to use for creating the TikTok. And that'll just, require you giving them that permission to do so. So it will look slightly different, not too much different. But here is where it will look the same for when you are creating it. So you'll want to create a username. Robert is creating KECLM.
Oops.
So yeah, KWCLM cool is an awesome username because TikTok for KWCLM is pretty cool. And you want to choose what are your current interests. So as a business page, your interest will be for Robert NFL. And that'll just mean that you'll start seeing, more NFL videos. Go through the home and family. You might be, interested in home decor, home improvement, which that is all stuff that pertain to real estate. Because as you saw with my TikTok video, is I did, 5 tips, or 5 things to do before selling your home. You don't need to go through every single one of these, but this just gives TikTok a good idea of things you might be interested in when showing you content. So let's go ahead and click on next. All right, so just, forewarning, Robert, before you slide up, he's going to slide up and it's going to automatically start playing videos. It will probably be overwhelming and it might be loud. So this is a warning for you guys on here. I'm not sure if Robert has the audio muted.
It's pretty low. Hopefully it'll be okay.
Awesome. But yeah, so that's a warning. And also when you guys are creating it, you will start automatically seeing videos. And what we're going to do is we're going to log in, we're going to swipe up, but then we're also going to make sure that we keep our account safe because there are some things on TikTok that are not great. And I wanted to make sure that I showed them to you so that you wouldn't see any content that you're like, I do not want to watch this. So Robert, let's start watching and then let's click on the profile button.
All right. 1 second before we do that. Zoe's saying we have some people that are in the waiting room here. I'm going to make her a co-host as well so that she can bring them in. I've been watching the room. It doesn't look like we have anybody in the waiting room right now, but Zoe, if you can bring them in, that'd be awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe up and here come the videos. Okay. So I'm going to say, you are going to say allow on the notifications. I'm going to say don't allow. And I'm going to say no on this for tracking.
Like being an AA.
Yep. So it's automatically playing a video and you can swipe, look for videos, but we're going to tap on the video to pause it so that we don't have to listen and watch it right now.
Yeah.
So you see on the very bottom of Robert's screen, there's home, there's discover, there's the plus sign, inbox, and profile. Just to really quickly explain what the home page is, you see how there are 2 options at the very top that say following and for you. What that means is when you're on that for you side, that's what's called the for you page. And this is basically your interests and videos that do fit into that interest. So this is your For You page. What is for you? What's the content that they want you to see? And then if you click on the following, that is going to be videos of people that you follow. So just like it is on Facebook or Instagram, you're going to see content from people that you follow. So without further ado, Robert, let's click on profile on that very bottom right side. And we are going to go into the 3 little bars that are on that top right. What is that called?
Hamburger.
Like the hamburger. That's it.
The hamburger. We're going to the hamburger.
Yep. And that's click on settings and privacy. And as a reminder, we're doing this so that you can make sure you're seeing good content.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say what's unsaid here is TikTok is it's an aggressive platform. There is going to be stuff in your feed that you may not want to see. And we are trying to, right now, what Alana's doing is going to try and dim that a little bit. I'm not a great big fan of TikTok's arbitrary feed. And one of the things that, you have to understand is the feed will give you information or give you videos based on what you've checked out. And so you want to be very careful what you check out, and when you want to use the hashtags that Alana is going to talk about. And we want to design this for business purposes. So there's a lot of what I consider to be inappropriate material on here. So you just have to learn how to use it for your purposes. And that's one she's about to talk about now. So
yes, absolutely. So now let's scroll down. And so as you see, there's just all of these options for you to share profile, push notifications, and let's stop there. And see how there is the digital well-being button right in the center. So let's click on that. And so there's screen time management and restricted mode. So what's the purpose of screen time management? If you want to limit your social media use, you'd use it for that. But let's click on restricted mode. So restricted mode limits content that may not be appropriate for some viewers. So just as Robert said, we want to limit that. So let's turn on the restricted mode so that we can make sure that we are seeing content that will help our pages, and that we can make sure that things are staying appropriate. And you'll need to set a passcode for this. So obviously do something that you will remember. And that is also very confidential so that no one can hack in and turn that off.
Yeah, I put in the office phone number.
Awesome.
Very secure.
Very, very secure. Now everyone knows.
Don't worry, this is going to be deleted as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah.
Because I don't do real estate, so unless I'm going to do cat videos for Tim.
Which might happen. I have received cat video TikToks from Tim, so just a warning. All right, so now let's go back. Now that we have that on, we can assure that we'll see, good content. Let's go back again, and let's go back once more because we want to edit our profile. So let's click edit profile, which luckily it's right in the front. So we can change the photo so that the avatar is either of our face or of our logo. And I believe, oh, Robert's going to take a lovely photo. Yay.
Oh, I get to retake it.
Yeah, you don't want it to be blurry. Oh my.
We'll put it down there so that nice and low.
Love it. And I love the bald head especially. It's my favorite part. And so here you see, you can put in a bio, which is right there. You can add in your pronouns. You can add in a nonprofit if you are connected with one and want to support one. And this is where you can also add your Instagram to your profile and your YouTube. Benefits of doing that is so that you can obviously link your videos there, share them on those platforms. Then people can also find you on other platforms if they're only following you on here. And then you'll see it also.
Alana?
Yes.
Sorry, we have a question in the chat. So turning on restricted mode, will that also restrict who can see the content that you can put out if your account is on restricted mode?
No, so the purpose of that is so that it could avoid you seeing things that are not appropriate and do not encourage good social media behavior. So you do that as a preventative for what you are going to see, but that will not cause other people to not see your things. So your videos.
So it's restricting incoming stuff for you to see, but it's not restricting outgoing things that people see that you've created.
Exactly. Yeah. Wonderful. And that's a really good question. So thank you for saying that, Zoe. And again, as you see tiktok.com/@KWCLM cool. That is your TikTok link. So if you do want to share on other social media platforms, you can copy that and use it where you'd like. So for your bio, this is, just some compliance things. You always want to make sure that you add in Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. If you're Robert, you're not going to be following that right now. Way to lead by example, Robert.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, just keep those few things in mind that you want to make sure you are compliant. And before you do go public with this TikTok account, send it to our great compliance team. They're really fast. Usually within 24 hours, you'll hear them say, yep, this is good, or nope, you got to change it to something else. To make sure that you're not breaking any KWCLM or commission rules. So I recommend doing that. So now let's go back. Now that we've edited our profile, let's start creating. And so before we actually create, I'll just let you know, what does that little, looks like a flag right next to edit profile. What does that mean? If you want to click on that, Robert, I'm not sure if it'll actually go into a page. These are just ones that you save. So either videos you save, you can save sound effects, comments, questions, and this will only help you as you create videos. So why would you want to save these few elements? Because I'll show you when we create our video that you can save some of these things so that it's easier for you to create and edit your videos. So let's go back to the profile. And as you see, it says share your first video, create video. If you already have content on here, it'll show you all of the videos that you've created. Let's click into that next tab, which is the heart with the crossed off eyeball. This is videos that you've liked. So you can use this to, refer to maybe content that inspires you, or maybe some realtors that you want to start having conversations with. You could like their videos and you could refer to them later. And now let's click that lock one. And those will be videos that only you can see. And once we create a video, you'll see what I mean by keeping them private. And yeah, so that's where you'll find those ones. So let's click the plus sign at the bottom of the page and we're going to start creating our video. And it'll ask you for all of the permissions. So obviously for creating things, you'll want to allow that. And what we're going to do is we're going to be uploading clips of videos to create one larger video.
So before you, I want to just clarify that statement for everybody that we're going to be using the upload button in the lower right-hand corner, but we've actually already, Alana did this. Alana recorded several videos that we're going to compile together that you saw in that first video where we played the whole thing. So the word upload is you're really uploading from your phone, from your library of images to TikTok. So it's not like you're uploading them, into your phone, which you've already taken the videos. And you can also record those videos live. But the word upload in this case is from the phone in your library to TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Robert. And obviously, let's say you're not uploading as we are right now, then you can record. And what you're going to want to do before you either upload or record is see how there are three numbers. There's 3M, 60S, 15S. That basically means how long your video is going to be. So there's 3 minutes, 60 seconds, 15 seconds. For the sake of time, because you never know how long your final video will actually be, you always want to shoot for the longest, because then you have the largest window of time. So that in case it does go longer than 60 seconds, you still have that window. And when you're done creating, and let's say it's only 45 seconds, no worries, you can keep it at that time frame. So let's go into our uploads and let's start uploading our first video.
Okay, so we're going to click the upload button, and what it's going to say is, do you want to allow access to your photos? So you see I have videos and I have photos here up at the top. It's got two different sections. So we're going to be using the videos for this one. So I'll say allow access. Would you like to allow access to all the photos? And I'll say all the photos on my machine right now.
And as you see, it is our latest video. So luckily Robert already has them in his phone. So what we're going to do for this process, just because this is what is easiest, is we're going to edit video one by one. Because oftentimes if you add them all in all at the same time, which, you know, Robert and we had done this at first, oftentimes it can get very difficult with trying to figure out all of the different videos.
Yeah, because you see that I've selected like 11 photos, and there's a total of like 15 of these things in here that are for the whole thing. The last one is the full complete video. But you see that when I do that, it kind of gives me a row down at the bottom of the videos that I've selected. And what we found was that when you're trying to edit the individual videos, it's a little bit like, holy crap, which one am I on? Where am I going? So in the case of like 13 videos that we have here, instead of trying to edit all 13 in a row, we're going to suggest that you bring in the first video that you want to start the TikTok, and then edit that, and then add the next video and edit that one. That way you're building on it instead of trying to figure out which video am I on, which part am I on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So thanks for clarifying that, Robert. So let's go ahead and let's start editing. So let's click on that.
Alana, we have a couple questions. Let's see. Can your video on TikTok be forwarded to Facebook or other social media? So can your post be automatically posted other places?
Automatically, no. That's something that you will need to save, because when you create it, you'll have the option to, share it to Instagram if you'd like. But there's nothing that is automatic, at least not yet that I know of. So best practice for that is once you create it, make sure it's saved to your library. And from my experience, it always saves to my library. And then use that final video to upload onto Facebook, onto Instagram, YouTube, Twitter.
Awesome. And then can you access videos that you have other places, like on your computer, or can you only post from your phone, from your phone's photos?
Yep, from your phone's photos. So let's say you do have stuff on your computer. Best way to do it is, if you have a Mac, AirDrop them to yourself, email them to yourself, or Google Drive, but get them onto your phone so that then you can just use your library, as that's what TikTok has access to.
Okay, and then thank you to Tiffany Audrey, who put in the Facebook chat that there is a way to upload it automatically to Instagram. So she does know of a tie-in. So
yeah. So, and we'll find that as we go to that final step, you'll see that option that we will walk through. So, all right, let's start creating. We're going to try to hold questions till after we create this video, just that we can get it created, and then I'll address everyone's questions afterwards. So this is the first clip. And for those of you who came on earlier and saw my video to begin with, this is me basically just spinning around, pointing a finger because I'm going to talk, or pointing 5 fingers because I'm going to talk about the 5 things you should do before selling your home. So what we're going to want to do first is we're going to want to trim the clip. What do I mean by that? The clip literally has me starting from when I press the start button to when I click the end button. I don't want to include that in my final video. So let's click on adjust clip, Robert.
And that was the second button on the top right.
Yes. And as you see, it's everything. So we're going to use that pink bar at the bottom, and we're going to use the left side of that. And we're going to
let me explain real quick what you're seeing here is there's a white bar in the middle, which is called the playhead. And you could put your finger on that and move it, but you're not doing any editing. You're just viewing the video. The pink bar that she's referring to is the tail and the head. So we can take the pink bar and we can move it, and that will change the starting position of the video. The white head is going to follow along with that to show you what you're seeing as well as the edit point. So you can adjust the beginning and the end of the clip. So Alana's going to tell me where she wants the beginning of the clip, and this is something that you will decide. And notice that I can go faster or slower as needed.
Yeah. So Robert, I'll stop right there, right as I'm turning around. And then for the ending, let's cut it to, let's keep moving, and stop. So this is a 4.5 second clip. Oh, continue, Robert.
So yeah, it's looping now where you have started the in and the out points. So the rest of it will, when we click save, it's going to just discard them. Quick little point on that. It's not changing the original video. So all we're doing is editing what's going to end up on TikTok, but the original video, even if it was a minute long, is not going to be edited. It will not save it. It won't cut it up. So you'll always be able to go back and do it again if you want to.
Yeah. Thanks for adding that in, because that is super important. Awesome. So now that we have that, let's add in more clips.
Okay. So to add more clips, I think we are on next, right? Was there a button we needed to push for sounds or stickers or something? No, that was.
Oh, no. All right. Let's click back.
Right. Discard. Yeah, we got to go back. Do we need 2 to start, or was it 1? Next.
Yeah, because what we need to do is we need to add in the clip. So
right. So where's my add clip?
Robert, let's go back and let's add in more clips.
Right. I think we need to have 2 to start. That's what
we're
kind of. Okay, so 2 will give us the option. There we go.
Awesome. Oh, did I not have to do the sound? Okay.
When we talked about how the sound kicked in and we needed to turn that off.
Yeah.
Right? How do we do that?
Oh, so you want to go down to sounds. And here is where you can adjust. You could either add sound or you could also adjust the volume. So when you add sound, you can like add songs that you might want. We were having this because it everything plays automatically, and you're like, we're trying to talk over it, and you'll find yourself going, shut up. Yeah, and it's quite obnoxious oftentimes. So that's why like I always recommend whenever you go into the TikTok app to just like have your sounds all the way muted. Okay, so I know it's gonna be so frustrating. Let's click that exit button in the bottom right corner.
Bottom right corner.
Oh, yep. So see how, because it's currently playing that. Awesome. Right. So let's click out of that. And it's called volume, which is that tab right next to the added sound. And when we click that, you have the option to adjust your original sound. And if you wanted to make that 0%, which we'll want to do that in my case, because we don't want any background noises, because I'm going to have music playing to it. And then if you were to add in a song, you can also adjust the sound right there. And so now what we're going to do is, let's adjust the clip again.
This is where we're going to adjust that clip to start right about there.
So right there.
It's going to be right about.
Awesome. Thank you. And now I'm also going to touch really quickly on, see how it's on default mode. So there's default mode, and then there's an option for sound sync. You always want to have default mode. So make note of that, because what's going to happen is when you put in clips, it's going to edit them so that they're way shorter than you want them to, so that they're not playing the entire clip. And especially if you're doing something that's going to be like a minute long, it's going to just do a sound sync where it's automatically syncing to a song that's in TikTok, and that's what you don't want. So do default.
Okay. So just to recap here, when we started, we brought 1 clip in, and that was a mistake because we didn't have the option to move to the next clip to edit. When we went back and we got 2 clips, you can see those 2 clips are down at the bottom of the screen. The one that's 10 seconds is the one that's playing now. To select the second clip and edit it, I click on that second clip, and you can see that when I do that, it shows me the second clip, which I can edit. And then there's a plus sign to the right of that. And this is what we were talking about. If we had brought all 13 in, all 13 would be across the bottom, and it gets a little bit sticky on like, which one am I editing? Which one am I working with? So starting with 2 clips, we edited the first one, and now we're going to edit the second one. Do we need to do anything else on this one?
Nope, that one is all good. So let's click on that second one. And what we're going to want to do, so you see that whole clip play, is we're going to want to cut out, again, that first portion where you see me moving my hand. So right there, let's start it. And then, yep, we're going to cut out the very end so that you don't see my hand reaching for the camera again. So we can cut it right there. Perfect. And if you like it, watch it a few times. Make sure you click that check sign.
And so now it's actually going to play through the whole edit here. Let me just make sure that I'll put this one up here. There we go. So we'll save. Okay, so now we have this and that. Great. So you can see that it because it loops, it's going the first clip, then the second clip, and then it's looping back around to the first clip. So every clip we add is going to build on the previous two clips in this case.
Exactly. So next, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to click that plus sign that you see at the very bottom to add in more clips from our camera. And for this next one, what we're going to want to do is we want to click that, Robert, you see the one with me snapping in front of the computer?
That's the one.
Yes, this is the one. So we want to add in that one, and we can actually add in the second one as well, because those are going to be back to back. And this is going to be a fun edit that I'll show you guys. Let's click on that 6.5 second long video. And for this one, we don't need to do too much clipping off the front or off the beginning of the video. We're going to want to focus on the end. So Robert, if you can go all the way back so that the pink bar is on the left side. And what I'm doing, just to give you guys a quick explanation, is I'm snapping. And when I snap, that's when the video is going to change to be a cleaner surface. So I want to make sure I perfectly line up my snap with the next video. So let's take the right hand side of that pink bar, and let's clip it to where my fingers are right about to snap. Let's keep moving. All right, let's actually, make it a little bit earlier, because I want to make it so that my fingers, there's a point when my fingers line up in front of the little Apple symbol on my computer, and that's where I want to stop. So right there.
So she's pulling a Thanos. And there it is. So you see it's kind of looping, but you can see that it's going to stop right when her fingers go to snap.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say check mark to that to accept it. Now, of course, this is what you have to get used to, is it's actually going to play through the whole section to this point, and it's going to do the little snap there. Okay.
Yeah. So now let's click on that 5.5 second video.
All right.
Which is the fourth video. And
fourth. There we go.
Yep. I want to cut this clip so that it gets me snapping. Because my fingers started to snap in that first video, and we want them to fully snap. So right there is perfect. Awesome. And now for the rest of that video, we don't need it to clip off anymore. So that's the perfect length. So now let's watch it, and let's make sure that we are satisfied with the clip, or with that edit.
It's a little bit off, but we can go back and check it and clean it up. So if I start at the 5 second clip here and say, okay, so let's go in.
So now let's extend it a little bit.
We need a little longer.
Oh, and all right. Robert, let's move that left-hand side pink bar all the way to the beginning again. Thank you. And then we'll focus on that right-hand side. So perfect. And right when it's about to clip, that should be good.
Okay.
And as we watch this, obviously it's like, it seems a little bit tedious at first because you need to perfectly line it up. So for time purposes, we may not, be.
Yeah, I'm not going to line it up perfectly.
Yeah. But when you're creating it, you can obviously edit it to your liking. So let's add another clip. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get into editing the entire video and adding words and sound to it. So Robert, let's do the last one, not my final video, but the one of my face.
That's the one.
That's the one. So now we're going to edit that one. And again, we want to edit it so that I'm not reaching for the camera. So let's go to that front side and let's just clip it a little bit.
How much?
That's perfect. Awesome. And then let's make sure that I'm not reaching for the camera in the end. Yep. So I'll want to cut it off there. Perfect. All right. That's awesome. We can watch it.
My
and that
is
timing. It's tough, but you'll get the hang of it. Awesome. So again, for the purpose of time, we're not going to do every single little clip because that'd be a long time. So let's click on save because now we're going to start adding text to this video. So we're going to click on the text button, which is on the bottom. And yeah, Robert did it. So now you can click or like you can type in whatever text. So for that first slide, because we want to focus in on like, what's our messaging for every single clip. So that first slide is going to be 5 things to do before selling your home. Because remember, I'm like holding up 5 and I'm making it very apparent. So not only is my video starting off very strong where people get an idea of, oh, 5, they're going to be getting something away from this video, but then they can also read it and they'll see, oh, this woman is going to give me 5 tips to do before I sell my home. And if you would like for my video, I do have the voiceover for it because again, we're playing around with a lot of different senses with TikTok. So there's obviously the visuals where people are watching your content. There's another visual where people are reading, as some people prefer to read. And then there's another sense, which is hearing. So people might be more engaged if they listen to the words that your TikTok video is talking about. So see how there's that little face with the talking thing. We're going to click on that and we're going to choose a voice to be
5 things to
talking.
do before selling your home.
It gives you a bunch of different options. Some of them are very obnoxious. Yeah,
I'm not going to click on Chewbacca for those of you thinking.
Yeah, if you want to click on it, please do so on your own time. But let's go all the way down to the end because they've got more normal people. I want to say I used like home. Eddie for this one. I can't remember.
To do before selling your home.
It was definitely not that one, so it might have been Jesse.
5 things to do before selling your home.
Yes, it was that one. And so once you have your voiceover, if you want to make it fun, you could do Chewbacca. But let's click out of that and you can just tap the screen anywhere on the screen. Great. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to click done. And we need to line up our text perfectly with the timing of the video. So click done, Robert. And click on the text again. And do set duration. So what we're doing is we're going to set the timing of how long we want this text to play. And again, it gives you that pink bar that we saw when we were editing our entire video. And you're going to want to use that specifically for this text. So let's take the right side and let's clip it right there. And let's also
5 things
hold the text and move it right above my head. Oh, it's going to have to.
It played. What were you saying?
Yeah. No. So once that home screen comes back up again, we want to move the text so that it's right above my head. And to do that, we don't want to discard the changes. We may just have to let it play back. Perfect. So let's hold the text and move it above my head, which this could just be, drag and drop. Make sure that you don't delete it. Awesome. And then as we,
it didn't, it looks like it,
it didn't,
the duration stayed again. On too long. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, the timing wise, it's a little bit tedious to get it perfect. So as long as you've got the patience, then there will be a way that you can do that. So that is great, Robert. So now let's click on the text button again. And we're going to do tip 1. Let's throw a little colon in there. And I can't remember in the original video when I
things to do
did
before
this
selling
one
your
before, but I want
home.
to say it was like clean up the clutter or something like that. Because that's what we're going to want to do in this video as it transitions from being cluttery on my desk to then being clean on my desk. Awesome. And then again, you'll want to put in the voiceover, which is that talking face. You'll want to choose Jesse, which Jesse was right at the front because that was the latest one that you used. So now let's tap on our screen again. And let's click done because we're done editing that text. Now let's click the text. And we're going to set the duration again. So you guys see the process at which we are doing this. And for this one, we're going to want to line it up to that screen right there where I'm talking about tip 1. And we're going to want to end it after I had snapped and showed you the clean desk. So remember, we're going to use
the snapper.
Yep. So we're going to use that pink bar. So Robert, I believe you need to grab the right side of that pink bar. Perfect.
How far do you want me to go?
That's good because we're showing the entire before and after.
5 things to do before selling
And it's going to play it again. So let's tap on that and we're going to move that again in the same place where we had that last text, just because I think that's a good spot to have it. You're going to repeat this step for all of your clips. Okay. And again, for timing wise, I don't want to do every single clip, although we may end up. Yeah. So let's just do one more clip. I want to do the last clip to show you guys that what I did was, so let's click on text again, and I'm going to explain it as we are typing out. The best time to sell is now. Or there's no better time to sell than now. That's the phrase that I want to use, because what I did in the video was I lined it up with my actual like lip syncing, so to say. And if you remember, I did this thing where I'm like now, and I actually said that. And I want to make sure that the now lines up with what I'm saying. And again, I'm going to say this over and over again. It's a little bit of a tedious task, but these are the fun things that are going to intrigue people and bring them into your brand.
Clean up the clutter.
Awesome. So now let's click done, and we're going to set the duration, and we're going to bring it to the end. All right. So we're going to want it to start a little earlier. All right. Go a little bit later right there. All right. And the timing of this will be a little bit tough. Yeah, so right after I say now, you can end it there. All right, that's good. And now
5 things to do before
we're gonna watch
selling
it.
your home. 1.
Clean up the clutter, and then we're gonna snap to see the after effects. And then fast forward, we're gonna tap on that. Let's bring it up a little bit. Oh. Let's see. That's all right.
So do we have to wait for it to go through each time, or is there a way that we can edit it like instead of waiting for it to go through?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. Unless there is like, some sort of hack to do it. I always just wait, and then once it pops up again, I move it. And yeah. All right, so now when it plays again, we're going to want to tap on the text because we want to have that voiceover. Unless, Robert, is the voiceover already playing?
Yeah, for the voice, the better time than now?
Yes.
Yes, there is a voiceover.
Okay, cool. Can we hear that?
Can you?
I cannot. So I'm not sure if there's a way to get that on there.
Okay. Can everybody hear that audio of that?
Oh, yep, we can hear it. All right. So as you see from that clip, it did line up, and it's like there's no better time to sell than now. So that when I actually said that now is also the voiceover saying now at the same time. So now that we have these clips, we've finalized them to the best of their ability. What we're going to do is we're going to add just a little bit of music in the background. So Robert, if you can click on the music button. We will add in some background. Now for this, you could just do like basic guitar strumming. So let's click more and just look up like instrumental. If you have a specific song you want to use, you can do that. Instrumental background music. So let's hear what summer sounds like. I feel like that might be a fun one. That'll be fun.
Good enough.
That'll do for the purposes of this. Awesome. So now let's make sure that the music is not too loud. And in order to do that, we want to click on the volume options. I can't see the very bottom of your screen there, Robert. But remember how there were those two options where there was the added volume and then the volume, and we want to make sure that we can control the sound. So remember, the original sound is completely 0. The added sound is dimmed a little bit so that it doesn't overpower the voiceover that we hear. And once you are content with the sound of that, again, watch it, look it over again, and make sure that it's what you want to post. And if you'd like to, you can add stickers. So there's that option to do that. You can add, so, maybe for this, if you want to add a hashtag, hashtags are only going to improve different ways for you to reach people, add a house so that people know
things to do before selling your
what this is all about. And, maybe make that part of your branding too. You can use the same exact sticker over and over again when you are creating these videos. So now that we've done that, Robert, I want you to click next, and we're going to post the video. Describe your video. So for this, you obviously want to say really quickly what the video is about, keeping in mind that you're limited to characters. So let's just say 5 tips to do before selling your home, or 5 things to do. It's really all up to you. But the key that we're going to want to pay attention to in this part is the hashtags. So we're going to want to use hashtags that are obviously similar to what we're talking about in our video, but then that are also somewhat different. So in this one, let's do hashtag real estate. We can do hashtag selling, hashtag home, things that relate to the subject matter that you are posting on there. And let's type in another one and just stop right there, Robert. So see how it comes up with a list of hashtags and it says 32.1 billion views. That is obviously, that's live like stats numbers right there of how many people are watching or how many views videos collectively are getting when they have that hashtag. 32.1 is a lot. So that means that, there is a really high chance that you'll be one of those 32.1 billion views. And so that's just something to keep in mind. You'll obviously want to go for the more popular ones because people are watching those videos clearly as the number shows it. So that is good for right now. And let's tag a friend as well. And our friend for the case of this video will be Keller Williams, like the actual Keller Williams TikTok, which if you guys did not know, now you do know. Keller Williams Realty right there has a TikTok, and their marketing person is so fun. Awesome.
So we have a hashtag with the £, and then we have the @ symbol, which is for friends.
Yes, exactly. So that's going to obviously notify them that you've tagged them in a video. And it's, again, another way to bring people into your TikTok to start seeing your content. So there's also a button there that says select cover. That's going to be the cover photos that when people are on your account, they will see, what this video is about. So I recommend doing one of those banners at the very bottom of the screen. Let's choose that first one. And there's a whole bunch that you can choose from. And it's almost as if it's like a little boomerang of what the video is going to be about. So let's select that, actually the second one, because that's more flashy in your face. And we can make the caption top 5 tips, because then that's bringing them in because they know it's going to be tips about something, but they don't know what. So then they're going to click and watch your video. So let's click done. And we can adjust the sizing of that using, our 2 fingers to make it larger, to make it diagonal. And as Robert's doing right now, he's adjusting the clip. That's going to be the boomerang going back and forth, as you see. And perfect. So that's what's going to show. Let's press save. And that is now the cover photo for when people are on my profile. If you wanted to add a link here, I don't think this will be something that is super popular. Oftentimes people will do that when they are sponsoring something. So let's say like a social media influencer, they will usually link the product that they are using. If you are an influencer for something, use that link, that add link section, which that's cool if you are. And then there's the who can watch this video. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's click on it because there's the option for everyone, friends. So those are only people that you follow back. So people are following me, I follow them back, so we're friends. Or there's only me. For the sake of this video, Robert, let's click only me. Allow comments, you have that turned on. If you don't want comments, turn it off. Allow duet. What is a duet? This is where someone can take your video and then do a split screen and record their own video. So oftentimes we see people doing this with things like songs, or I actually have seen some real estate people do this with home tours, because people will do a really quick home tour on TikTok and they'll do a split screen and they'll explain all the amenities of that quick home tour. So if you want people to do a duet, which again, engages people, allows people to reshare your content, you can have that switched on. And usually if for something like this, you don't really need to do it. So you can have it on or off. And let's see. So for the sake of this, Robert, I don't think that we have it, but click that little comment bubble on the very bottom. Okay, so what's that just going to allow you to do? This is where you would see the Instagram emoji down there, but since we did not add in our Instagram account, it's not going to be there. But once you add in your Instagram account, this is where you will be able to post directly to TikTok and Instagram at the same time. So someone had asked that earlier. So this is where you'll find it, is right next to that little comment. And you saw, since it's only a private video, you're not going to be able to share it also to Instagram. But let's say you did have that as sharing to everyone, you could then share it to Instagram as well. So we've gotten through our first TikTok video. So in this moment, we'd say post, and it would then post the video. So now we are awesome. And as you see, that's where we have that cover photo. Now, before we get into the strategy portion of this class, which I know we only have like 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly share with you guys in the comments a little document that I've created for you. So this is basically going to give you, again, just like a rerun of like the tips, the how-tos. I've also put in here accounts that you can follow, because following accounts and engaging with other accounts is going to help other people engage with your content and see your content on their For You page, which, if you remember, that's that initial page right when you pull up Instagram. There's following and then there's For You. So you want yours to be on that For You page. And then I also have a bunch of hashtags they pertain to real estate, and then it'll also help get your content in front of the eyeballs of people who you want seeing your content. Quick tip, hashtag FYP, hashtag For You page. That's what that means. And a lot of people do that so that you can pop up on their For You page. So that right when they pull it up and they're scrolling, you're spending 2 hours on it, your video will also pop up on there. Awesome. And then, of course, I gave you guys just like some videos that might inspire you, or some subjects of videos that might inspire you. So you can either do glimpses of your new listing. You can do things that are more local. So let's say if you're in the Portsmouth area, here are my top 5 favorite restaurants in Portsmouth or favorite things on the menu. And this will, again, we're going to have that social media mindset where we are going to be posting about our business, but we're also going to be posting about things other than business to help with engagement. And then the last tip that I want to give you guys that I also put on this one sheet page is called the $1.80 strategy. Now, what does that mean? That means that you are leaving your personal 2 cents on the top 9 videos for 10 different hashtags. So if you do the math, you are leaving your 2 cents on 90 different TikToks. The same can be done for Instagram and Facebook too. But what's the purpose of this? The purpose is to engage, to give your feedback on other videos, because when you engage with other people, that only encourages those people to then engage with you. And then, of course, your name and your username is getting in front of hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. And that is a way that you're going to trend, is through that $1.80 strategy. And especially in a world of real estate, you guys all being realtors, you have more knowledge than I do about the current market. So if you're following hashtags such as real estate, home buying, current market, realtor, whatever it may be, you can search. Let's do that right now, Robert, let's go to Discover, this is where we're going to search for it. You can search for a specific hashtag. So let's search real estate. See, you can see the For You page, the FYP. So we can search real estate, and once we click on real estate.
So just a quick question. Do you have to put the hashtag mark before you search? Because it doesn't look like it's showing up in the results. So do you need to put the hash mark?
It's not necessary. Yeah, no, it's not necessary. Just search a term that also relates to your content, and it will bring up, and if you scroll at the top, it actually gives you the options for hashtags. So there's the top real estate searches, users, live, hashtags. Let's click on hashtags. And then it'll give you like all of the views, but what we want to do is we also want to look for the videos. So let's go to the videos, and that's where we're going to go to do that $1.80 strategy. And so you can click on any of these videos. They're going to be related to real estate. Give your 2 cents on them. So say like, wow, this home is absolutely beautiful. Here's what I would do if I owned it, or here's the different parties I would host with this type of backyard. It's a way to engage with people, and it encourages other people to engage with you. Yes, so that is just real quick. Top few things to remember is engage, because that'll only encourage other people to engage with you as well. Now I want to take any questions. I know like for the strategy portion of it, I kind of like went quickly, but that is to respect everyone's time, because I know we had this time allotted for 12 to 1. So any questions in the...
There's a ton. So right. As we're going through here, a couple of quick questions on editing a clip, forgetting a clip, and some of the things about moving things around. So we did, we went through and we brought clips in one at a time, and then we worked on them. If you press and hold on a clip, let's say your clips were 1, 3, and 2, and you went out of order, you can actually press and hold on a clip, and it will you can then reposition it. So you can move clips around, you can add clips later, and then move them back and forth through the timeline. So that answers a couple of different questions there. One question for you, Alana, is where does the add link appear on the post? So if I added a link, where would that show up on that post?
That'll show up. Actually, let's test it right here, because this might have it, but oftentimes it'll be in the description. And again, it's like a way to engage. So if someone is partnering with someone for some sponsored content, they'll add in the link. And so it might be in that see more. I'm not sure if it'll pop up for something like this. It doesn't, but oftentimes it'll be just as it would for, let's say, like an Instagram reel or an Instagram link, is it'll show that it is linked with something else. Does that answer that?
Well, I think that, yeah, it will show up in the comment area, the content area where you would put your description in there. That'll be where it is. And we are making a little bit of an assumption here because we did not add a link into our sample video. So,
yeah, awesome. Other questions?
It says, I'm not sure about how to answer this one. It says somebody asked, Carol asked, if she'd already created the video and did not attach it to Facebook, can she go back in later and add it to Facebook and publish it to Facebook after the fact?
Yeah. So Robert, let's click on that share button actually that you see right now. What you can do is once your video is posted, you can then share it through, as you see right now, through SMS, which is texting, through direct message, through Facebook, or through other. And what it's going to do is it's going to grab that link. It's going to grab the TikTok link and put it onto Facebook so that when you put it on your Facebook, it'll show as like example for you, Carol. Like Carol has created a TikTok video, watch here, and it'll also show a little bit of like the caption and the description, what it may be about.
Now she's Carol, we may have to talk about this offline, but you're saying that you're talking about more your account than rather than the
so like how to share your account.
I'm not sure. Carol, let's talk about that when this is over. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but we'll figure that out for you, Carol.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. And I see, Jay, does the content that you save to your library have the TikTok logo embedded on it? It does. And, you know, unfortunately, that's something that we can't edit, but that's just one of the things that TikTok does, because what you're doing is you're using their platform to edit these really cool videos where they have great transitions, awesome voiceover. So they do that, and keep that in mind as you are creating it. If you did not want to use that, if you did not want to use TikTok for the purpose of editing videos like that, then, if you did not want that TikTok logo, you might need to find another platform to edit videos. But
so that brings the next question. Sarah asked, is TikTok videos, are TikTok videos and Instagram Reels generally the same? They might be done differently, but are they kind of the same kind of deal?
Yes. They're basically exactly the same, because what the concept of it is, you know, short video clips that you can mash together to make one larger one. So with the Instagram Reels, it's just through another platform. And so I recommend, you know, if you are creating TikToks, create them also for Instagram Reels.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Riley said, this is a question that I totally relate to, is, you know, trying to do this on the phone is a pain in the ass, flat out. Can you do this on your computer? Is there a way to do it?
Unfortunately, no. I tried to do it one time and you can't. You can look at content on your computer, but you can't post from there.
Next question. Can you use your own voice in the voiceover? Obviously, you can record yourself in the video talking, but do you have the option of doing a voiceover on the video, like you were able to choose a voice?
Yes, I have not explored with that, but I have heard of people doing that. So answer is yes.
Okay, next one. The transitions between the clips that we were editing were pretty much just cut transitions. It goes from one clip to the next. Are those transitions editable?
Those transitions editable? Do you mean like from like to do fade in, fade out?
Yeah, like if you wanted to go that first clip where you went number one, instead of going to a hard cut to the next video, can you do some kind of like flips or turns or
no,
fade ins, fade outs?
It only goes from clip to clip to clip.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Good questions, you guys.
Yeah, great questions. And I believe that we are cutting into time from other people's schedules, so we got to hop. But where can you find this video? Obviously, it's on Facebook. It's going to be on the LMS. It is also going to be on YouTube, correct, Robert?
Yes, we're going to put it in all three places. The LMS is kwclmtraining.com. The YouTube channel is kwtechtube.com. And this will also stay here on the Facebook channel as well. If you have any questions, addition to what we have here, Carol, reach out to us. Let's get together. We want to make sure you guys have some fun with this. Go practice it and get some questions to us. Thank you very much, you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.